I had a conversation last week with a really good business owner. As a recent really good business owner, got himself up to about asset value of about 5 million now. And he went to, which we would all know, I'm not going to name names, a very large advisory firm in the UK. Actually went to a few of them. And he asked them a very simple question. Pardon the traffic, by the way. Can you help me keep more of what I've built, protect my estate, and stay in control? Their answer is yes, but we don't have the one thing that can do all of them. So he came to us and we had the design ready for him in 2 weeks. That is what I'm going to talk about today. Paint the picture for yourself for a minute. You have an accountant, you have an advisor of sorts, and you have a solicitor you go to now and again. Let me just explain exactly what all of them do, because I'm not here to criticize any of them. It's just good to have the correct observation of what you're working with. Your accountant is going to work in the containment of your company or your assets. It will file the accounts. They will take care of the taxes. It's more of a historian act more than a proactive act. You'd wait for them to come to you to ask you about the year before. Therefore, I see them as historians. They're not necessarily here to proactively change what's going to happen in the future. Likewise for solicitors. You usually only go to them whenever you need to draft something. Like you have that need, right? So for a common example would be, as bad as it is to say, parents about to die, divorces happen, land deeds, title deeds, housing transactions, something along these lines. It's whenever the need is vibrant, it's urgent, that we usually go to these people. We don't typically go to them for advice. You know, we all kind of know across the plane, we usually go to them to ask a simple question and we will get that answer and usually nothing more, because that's what they're paid to do. That's fine, there's no judgment to that. And then your advisor, be that a financial advisor or a wealth manager or something in between that, will work in products, okay? Products as in an insurance product, a pension product, an ISA product, something that is sort of a box. If you buy this, it will do that. If you invest in this, it will get you this. It's very expected outcome focused, okay? So the overarching point to all three of these sectors, which are all amazing at what they do, and you're using them to their highest degree, most likely, but what they do is they do not architect, they do not design, okay? And bringing it back to that point of the business owner, they went to a very high up firm, and I've had a few people come to me who've been in this similar position, very high up firm, right? And they're asking them, can you structure me so I can get this result? Tax-free exit, lock in my inheritance tax, want to be able to pass over the assets to the kids and not give away control, something, right? Bespoke to them. Basically imagine what you want to do for your scenario and ask them, can you do it, right? They don't know the immediate answer. And there's a reason for this. And it's not as negative as you might think it is. It's actually not even as positive as you might think it is. None of them are taught or advised themselves through their own education and their own qualifications to be able to bridge the gaps between what it means to be a professional in finance. Meaning they do not architect, they do not design the structures that they give you. All of them will give you a product based off of what they have been educated and what they have been qualified to give you. That is not a fault, it is a gap. And we exist to fill that gap. So let's get into it. A really good way to understand this, and we talk with every single person that comes through our process before they even sign, before they pay us any money, before anything goes forward, we just help them understand this is the way things work. We have been able to figure out that there is 3 layers, right? And the majority of people, the majority of business owners do not get to the second, never mind the third. Layer 1 is your operating company or your operating assets. That can be the money that you make from your houses. It can be the money that you make from your operating business, your business, whatever you do, right? Your operation, the reason you wake up on a Monday morning, and the reason you're very excited for the weekend to come. Nothing changes about this layer. All right, layer 2. This is the holding layer above what you are operating day to day. Most people are not recommended this because their professional team don't think they need it, because they're not looking at your operating strategy as a strategy. They're not looking at your houses, not looking at your portfolio, not looking at your business that you or they may call your simple little business, but you have the chance to upgrade it, advance it, expand it, and potentially sell it or move it, or even for the future of the growth of it, pass it on, which we'll get into in a minute. But this is the layer that allows you to take more control over the wealth that you're generating every single year. And if you have somebody good in your side, it can sit outside your estate. And then there's layer 3. This is the fun part. Layer 3 is the family layer. It is generational. Whenever you have this layer set up, and I can speak from it because I'm in it, you can run it as a parent, mum or dad, operating, whoever you want to call yourself as, and you can begin to think generationally for your family. For the kids you have, for the kids you've yet to have, for the grandkids you have, for the grandkids you're yet to have, for the complicated family you have, the uncomplicated family you have. You're able to run this in a very sophisticated way that allows you now to instill your goals and what you have as intentions to run in this business and the assets for generations. This is what allows controlled distribution, and this, as a byproduct, is what gives you tax efficiency. Tax efficiency comes from how you're structured. It is not the sought after thing, it is the aftermath of the thing, of how you're set up. Tastes like grapes. Now let me give you a few examples of what it means to have something like this set up. Income tax. If you're drawing £100,000 from your business, you're paying 30 to 40% above the basic rate. Over 10 years, that is £300,000 to £500,000 gone. Finito, sayonara, see you later. The architecture reduces that by 40 to 60%. Inheritance tax. 40% of everything above the threshold. If you have 2 million in assets, your family loses over 800,000 unless the architecture prevents it. And I know some of you who are savvy, some of you are not. Let's break it down for a second. If you're trading as a business, you will get 2.5 million of business property relief as an individual each. So that means a family could get 5 million. Now, you may say, Alex, I'm settled, don't need it, sayonara, see you later. Your business is going to grow. Markets will fluctuate. Your kids are going to get involved. You're going to expand your operations. Doesn't take into consideration for your investments. So although right now you may sit and go, don't need you, I'm only at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever it is, you're going to be more in 5 years, in 10 years, in 20 years. It's going to grow. It's not a sales pitch. It's the fact. Things are getting more valued. Things are getting more expensive. And if you're watching this video, you're most likely somebody who's going to continually growing your operations or finding a way to get more efficient with it, which inevitably just comes back into the play of growing it. Then there's capital gains tax on your exit. You can sell your business for £5 million and you can lose £1 million overnight. Sorry to tell you. Or with the right architecture, you can keep all of it legally. HMRC approved. No more needs to be said on that. So this is why I suggest the application for those of you who are considering exiting over the next 3 to 5 years. Whether you're investment or whether you're trading. Trading, you're fine. I'll tell you right now, right? This is me outselling myself. You can go to your accountant and you can, if you have a trading company and you're looking to sell, you can go and tell them, right, I'm looking to sell here in the next couple of years, whatever it is. I want to sell this as tax efficiently as possible. And they'll say, okay, who's the shareholders? Is it you and your wife, any other partners, any external things? You know, usually go, no, it's just me, or maybe me and my partner, or whatever it is. And they'll go, okay, I suggest, if they're savvy enough, let's set up a holding company structure. And the reason why you should set up a holding company structure is because you can qualify for an exemption called substantial shareholder exemption. Now, the reason I'm giving you this away for free is because what happens after that? Okay, you sold your business tax-free. Well done. Million, 2 million, 4 million, 20, great. Now what? You have millions. Okay, you want to take it out? Taxed. You want to pass it to your kids? Taxed. Want to invest it in the stuff? Taxed. Want to, and bring it even further, control in your name. In your name. It's all in your name. And that's the issue with just doing a holding company. You're growing, right? You've got yourself to a level. These things work. These entities on their own works. Trust works. Holding company works. All of it works. Nobody's pairing it together. Nobody's doing architecture. And I just, before you dive in and go, oh my Alex, I just want that one, right? I just want the holding company bit. Okay, I'm just fine. No, you go for it, right? Or you just want the trust. Okay, fine. Consider the advancements of these situations. What's next? Because most advisors solve one of these at a time. A pension here, trust there. We solve all three together. We think 3 steps ahead. We are already beyond the curve. That is what we do best. I am 27 years old. I have been in the structure that I advocate. I am in it. I maximise it with my father, and unlike many professionals and many people that you work with, they're not. The majority of people in these things do not have structures or architecture for themselves. They have something off the shelf. They might have a holding company, they might have a trust. They don't really have a dynamic plan. This is not theory for me. I'm in this, I do this every day, and I work with business owners all across the UK, which means I can understand what happens to your business and your assets, especially with my father being in finance for over 40 years. Yes, he's got into the odd entity now and again, but I understand through his experience what happens when you have the right architecture around you and when you don't. I've seen both sides of that coin. I'll give you a couple of examples before I finish this video of why I know this stuff. 2 years ago, I structured a couple from Northern Ireland who had about 12 houses in their personal name, and they both had employed jobs, and they were essentially getting taxed 70 grand every year more than they needed to because of the way that they were structured. We have structured their houses from their personal names into companies, and therefore took that 70 grand every single year and reduced it down to 22. We've allowed them every year to unlock an extra 42 grand of their own wealth, which they're using to build their property business because they're running it themselves. Another example is somebody who had went to one of these prestigious companies, not the person I'm talking about right now, or at the beginning of this video, but they were needing to exit their business for £16 million. And they were going to do it within the next 18 months. And they had been going to them, had paid them 100 grand plus, and had waited 6 months to still hear nothing back apart from we're working on it. This gentleman, he got so fed up that obviously he went, and as you do in life, whenever you're looking for something and you want to get to the answer, you will go to the ends of the earth to find it. And he found me, he found one of my videos. And at this time I didn't really have the offerings I do now. And he even said, if you had your offerings now, I'd have bought that priority offer and went straight with you. Because within 72 hours of him bringing his situation to us, I told my team this, I knew I could smell it. It was so opportunistic for him to be in the right position, and instead of going through the whole rigmarole, and instead of going through the end of the day, why do we have tiers? Because some people want to get faster to places than others. Some people are learning at different paces, but some people need to move now. This guy needed to move now. So I brought him right in, straight in. He showed us exactly what he had set up with these people. He showed us the documentation of what he set up with these people. And you know these people. Like, you could look them up and find them in 30 seconds. And we were able to see straight away they had done nothing apart from just send him headed pieces of paper. I just moved my camera, I didn't mean to. Within 3 months of working with us, we had him structured correctly for his exit. He's going through a £16 million exit this year, and the reason that he wanted to get this done correctly is because he wants to take care of his daughters. He wasn't able to leave the UK, wasn't able to do any of them strategies, which we can't help with, but he wanted to make sure, right, this needs to be protected. I want to protect them. We've got it sorted for him. He's doing it this year. Another one, a financial advisor we were working with who had £7 million-ish in shares regarding the insurance companies and even his own company that he was working with. And because he knew fine rightly the company that he was working with was about to sell, and the people who were buying it usually buy it, and they buy within the next 2 to 3 years of buying it, they can double the value of the asset. So we had them structured correctly, so whenever they did buy it and they began to raise it and raise the value, that the growth was already outside of his estate, meaning no inheritance tax. At the same time, because he had control over the whole situation, not only could his daughters draw down from this gain, he could draw down from this gain in a very tax efficient manner. I have worked with over 50 families in this situation, and every single one of them is different, including my own. And yours will be the exact same, different. So here's the whole point of this very warm video that I'm making right now. I'm not telling you to do anything. I'm wanting to tell you the same thing that my father got told. Not as directly, but got told at the beginning of this journey. There is something out there that you have not been shown that will solve the problems that you're looking to solve. Or if you're new to this kind of stuff, will solve the problems that you're looking to solve. Be it family business oriented, be it just solely business oriented, be it long-term vision oriented regarding your assets. If you want to see what that looks like for your position, there is an application on my website. If you want to get straight to the point, there's 2 ways for you to get there. You give me the facts, you give me all the details, and if it's worth considering on our end, you will hear from me personally. The link is in the description of this video. Thank you for watching. And if this doesn't apply to you, thanks for watching anyway. If it does, you'll know, which is why I've given you options to work with.